If people are visiting your website, but they are not booking appointments, it is not a traffic issue. It is a flow issue. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of practices, and the story is always the same. They think they need more leads, but in reality, they're just losing the leads that they already paid for. Wait for the airplane. So I'm going to show you the 5 places that your website to appointment flow is probably breaking down and how to spot which one is actually costing you money. So your goal with your website is not that it looks pretty. Your goal is not that it is the most cool, technologically advanced and smooth and cool and whatever thing. Your goal with your website is that it makes you money. Okay? Your goal with your website is that it makes you money. If it's not doing that, you've got a huge issue. So in order for your website to go from here to here, there's a handful of items that you need to put in place for yourself. The number one issue that I see most clinics struggling with is that their leads go off into no man's land. Okay. Their leads go off to God knows where, and nobody's actually reaching back out to them. Okay. So it's more or less, we've got the flow from the website, which is honestly rare, but man, you're getting the contacts and all that stuff, and it's going off to somewhere where it's going off nowhere. There's nobody picking up the phones. There's nobody calling back. There's people that think you need to call back 24 to 48 hours after the fact. It is 10 minutes is the number that you need to shoot for your team to call them back. And if you don't have that in place right now, you are losing money. Let me promise you, if you do not have a dedicated person to call back your leads, you are losing money. And what I'll tell you as well, you say, oh, Jared, I can't afford to hire a dedicated person. It's fine, but you are losing money until you get that person. I am the same exact way. I didn't have anybody to follow up for my business for a long time. The moment I installed somebody to follow up on my leads, we increased our lead conversion rate by 200%. Or by 100%. We doubled our lead conversion rate immediately because we actually started following up. Okay. So number one, your leads cannot go to no man's land. The number 2 reason why your website is not booking appointments for you is because your offer is weak sauce. Is weak sauce. Okay. Your offer's weak. Okay. The offer on page is something to the extent of, please come in. Or maybe the way that you're trying to get their contact information is just through a sign up for our e-blast pop-up that happens on your website. No. Okay. No, here's what you're going to do. You are going to install a pop-up onto your website. If you are struggling right now, you're going to do this. Okay. And if you say, oh, Jared, I don't want to have any kind of discounts, no problem. You're going to fill something else in here though. Okay. You don't get the opportunity to just bow out of this if you're blowing it. Okay. Here's what you're going to do. If you are the majority of clinics, which I think this works the best. And if you disagree and you want to be a no discount den, whatever, that's totally fine. Okay. This is what works the best. $50 off. $50 off. Okay. You have a pop-up offer that comes up. It says $50 off your first appointment. Maybe you've got an image over here of a pretty person or something like that. And then you have a little bit of text, and then you have a form fill down here. Okay. $50 off is what you're going to put. That's what if your offer sucks, use this. $50 is going to unclog the pipe. And if you say, Jared, oh, I don't want to do $50 off, no problem. What can you do? You can do a free skincare gift with purchase. You can do a quiz funnel. You can say, hey, take our HRT quiz or something like that if you want to have something up. But I would say at minimum, just put $50 off. That is going to increase the flow right out the gate for you. Okay. So that is number 2. The number 3 reason why your website is not producing a ton of appointments is you have way too many call to actions. Okay. Imagine, okay, you go on somebody's website and they've got this beautiful, let me see, I'm going to draw it right over my face. Here we go. They've got this beautiful website, and the first call to action is book an appointment. Solid. Wonderful. The next call to action is go follow us on social media. The next call to action is hop into our newsletter. The next call to action is learn more about our staff. You've got literally 4 so far that you're trying to tell people what to do. What's the one thing you want them to do? You want them to book an appointment is what you want them to do. And for goodness sake, if you are telling people to go follow you on Instagram off your website, I'm going to knock you out. They found you because of Instagram, okay? Or God forbid, they didn't find you because of Instagram, and they go and they say, oh, these people have an Instagram too. Wonderful. They click, they go follow you, and they disappear forever. This is the end of your funnel, the website, and you just told them to get off the website. Are you nuts? Okay, stop it. One call to action, maybe a sub call to action, but for the most part, let's just do one big call to action, okay? We want them to book now, okay? All over the website. Book now, book now, book now, book now, or reserve your appointment, or make an appointment. Something that says get on my calendar, okay? Okay, it does not have to be. You can have contact us somewhere. You can have learn more occasionally, but book now is the most important one that we need to echo as much as possible. Got it? The fourth reason why your website is not producing appointments is that you have zero call to actions, okay? You've got this big old beautiful website and you've got, oh my gosh, this is, welcome to ABC Med Spa, wonderful. And then you've got this About Us section that features you guys. And then you've got, oh my gosh, here's all of our treatments, wonderful. You got all this stuff on your website and none of it is telling the person what to do. But you know who is telling them what to do? The med spa up the street, okay? Because you are just letting them sit around and not actually take action. You need to tell them what to do. If you don't, somebody else is going to tell them what to do, okay? It's just simple. It is just a simple flow. Tell them to book now. Tell them to get into your sales pipeline. Because if you don't, somebody else will. And they want that confidence to know that you know what the next step is for them. Got it? And the last reason why your website is not landing you more appointments is because you make it an absolute headache to get into your sales pipeline. You have these giant, 20 field forms where you're saying, how did you hear about us? Do you follow us on Instagram? What procedure are you interested in? Ask all of that on the phone, okay? Ask that when you talk to them, okay? Because guess what? If you don't, they're going to be like, oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't remember. Did you know that for your forms, for every field you add, there's a 5% decreased conversion rate? 5%, okay? I want their first name, last name, email address, phone number. That's all I want because you're going to call them. Oh, thank you so much for submitting our $50 off form. What are you excited about? How can I help you? When can I schedule your consultation? Because you're selling the consultation, not selling the procedure. So honestly, if you just said, hey, when can I schedule your consultation? Poof, you've got them. Okay. They're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm interested in coming in for talks and I wanted to come in and see what you guys thought. Oh my gosh, yes, we'd love to see, where are you looking to get talks? Oh, well, my forehead just has all these wrinkles and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, wonderful. So we'd love to, we got it. We want to see it so we can give you an accurate quote and all that jazz. Come on in. We'll give you an assessment. We do this really cool under the skin scan with Vizia and the blah, 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 blah. However, you are selling the consultation, but that is what you are selling is that consultation. Okay. Don't make it difficult for them. Don't make them do all of this work to get into your sales pipeline. They're filling out all these stinking things when all you need is their phone number so that you can call them. Okay. And now here is the feedback that I'll get from people is I will have clients say, Jared, I want to add pricing all over my site. And I will say, hey, no problem. We will do whatever you want. I will, sometimes I'll push back, but we'll do whatever you want. Ultimately, it's your website. They'll say, we want to add pricing. And I'll say, why? And 75 to 80% of our clients will say, because everyone keeps calling and asking about it. And I just want to handle that beforehand. And I'll say, let me repeat what you just said back to you. Everyone keeps calling. Are you kidding me? Everyone keeps calling is the problem. And then they say, oh, well, like they're just price shopping. It's like, maybe they are. Maybe cost is important to them. However, have you thought of this? Somebody goes to ChatGPT and says, Chat, I've got these super deep, hard set wrinkles on the side of my face. How do I get rid of them? And in actuality, it's a 27-year-old who has some faint smile lines and some faint crow's feet. Okay. However, chat just heard, I've got deep, hard set wrinkles. What's the only way to get rid of them? They're going to say, oh, maybe they'll say, you need a fractional CO2 laser. You should go see prices and blah, 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 blah. And they'll say, okay, great. Let me go to the best fractional CO2 laser place near me. And they're 27 years old to try to remove these wrinkles with a fractional CO2 laser. They go in, they're like, I need a fully ablative, $3,000 treatment from your CO2. And they're like, you need a little bit of tox for a year and you're going to clear that right up. And the person misdiagnosed themselves. However, they will see that it's $4,000 for you and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm not even going to do that's crazy. I'm not doing $4,000. Then the med spa up the street who doesn't have pricing, they will call and the med spa will say, ABC Med Spa, how can I help you? They'll say, yeah, I need pricing on a fractional CO2 laser. And they'll say, oh my gosh, that's a very intense procedure. What do you need it for? They'll say, I've got these lines around my eyes and I've got these smile lines I really want to get rid of. And they'll say, okay, great. Yeah, how old are you? And they'll say, I'm 27. And they'll say, you do not need a fractional CO2 laser. And let's take a look at it to confirm. But then your team is going to say, did you know you can actually probably treat that with tox instead? And fractional CO2 laser is shaving off layers of your skin, it's burning off layers of your skin. All of a sudden, you can have a consultation with this person and talk to them. So what I would advise prior to changing the pricing on your website, prior to making it harder for them to work with you, train your team on follow-up. It's real quick that we start blaming everything around us. We say, oh, it's because of the website. That's the reason. Oh, it's because of the pricings on the website. That's why things suck. It's like, well, maybe, or maybe let's improve our follow-up process. My advice to anybody else watching or to anybody that's watching is get your follow-up and sales process rock solid before you create too many edits to your marketing process. Make your follow-up process rock solid. So there is zero question. It is like, yes, if we get a good lead, that sucker is converting at 75 to 85% of the time. And we have all of our numbers. We know exactly what we're doing. We have it scripted. That way, especially if you talk to a marketer and I say, oh, well, have you considered blah, blah, blah? You'll say, yes, we've already got it handled. We already know exactly what our follow-up and lead process is. We just want to put the pricing on the website because it's a branding thing for us or whatever. We value transparent pricing, which is fine. However, sorry, this is just one little note. If you do want to put pricing on your website, Megan Kennedy, the Princess Injector, has a really cool little form. You fill out the form to get the pricing. That's what I would probably do. If you want to give people pricing, gate it at least. That way you can call them and say, hey, what prices were you looking at? They say, oh, well, I was looking at fractional CO2 lift laser. And you say, oh, well, maybe a fractional CO2 laser. Maybe you just need tox. So rounding all of that out, your website might be blocking you from scheduling all of those amazing appointments, or your follow-up might be blocking you from scheduling all of those amazing appointments just because there is a flow issue. And I would highly advise that you get it fixed. If you learned something today, or if you have some ideas on what flow should look like for you, drop it down in the comments. I would love to hear what's working for you and what's not working for you. And if this added value to you, share it. Subscribe to the channel. Please, for goodness sake, subscribe to the channel. Like this video, share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one.